Hopefully this works better this time. Okay, if you look here, A is negative, which means the graph opens down. And if my graph opens down, our vertex is going to be a maximum. Okay? All right. Our vertex, if we look up here, is at 2, 9. Okay? And our axis of symmetry is that x is equal to 2. Okay? Our max value is simply the y value here, so it's y is equal to 9. Okay? All right, if we're going to do our x-intercepts, remember our x-intercepts are when y is 0. So I'm going to write negative 3 times x minus 2 squared plus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, so I get negative 3 times x minus 2 squared is equal to negative 9. All right, I'm going to divide by negative 3, and I get x minus 2 squared. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is 3. Okay, when I take the square root of both sides, 3 is not a perfect square, so I'm just going to get x minus 2 is equal to not just the square root of 3, it's plus or minus the square root of 3. Okay, so now when I add 2 to both sides, it's going to be 2 plus or minus root 3. So what are my two x-intercepts? Are going to be 2 plus root 3 comma 0. And the other one is going to be 2 minus root 3 comma 0. Okay? Because we just solved for both of them. All right. And to get those decimal values, I'm going to do this quickly. If I do 2 plus square root of 3, is it still on here? No. If I do 2 plus square root of 3, I'm going to get 3.73. So this is 3.73 comma 0. So I'm going to write that over 3.73 comma 0. We're writing the exact values as answers though. And the other one I think is 0.26 comma 0. Just so you know that. All right. So if I go over here and plot those, the points I know already is I have 2, 9, which starts me here. I'm going to draw in my axis of symmetry. Okay, 3.73 is right about there, and 0.26 is there. So I have 3 of the 5 points I need to plot. Okay, y-intercept, that's when x is 0. So I'm just going to go up there and plug in. So I'm going to find y when x is 0. So that's negative 3 times 0 minus 2 squared plus 9. So it's negative 3 times negative 2 squared plus 9. Okay, I square first, so that's 4. Times negative 3 gives me negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3. So what's that? 0, negative 3. I know you can go do this on your calculator. I get it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do 0, negative 3, which puts me right there. It's 2 units to the axis of symmetry, so I'm going to go 2 units over, and I got my 5 points. Okay, so if I go graph my point, or plot those points and draw my curve, okay, there's my graph. I've got 5 points. I got my vertex, my 2 x-intercepts, and the y-intercept and the reflected point. Okay. My domain, remember for this? Domain for this is x is all real numbers. And my range starts at 9 and goes down. So my range would be y is less than or equal to 9. Okay. All right, so the next set is when we're in not in vertex form anymore, we're in standard form. And if we look at this, a is equal to 1, b is negative 4, and c is negative 5. Okay, because we can't use, it's not in vertex form, so we have to go find the axis of symmetry first, and that's the opposite of b over 2a. So if I take the opposite of negative 4, it's 4 over 2 times 1, which gives me an x value of 2. So my axis of symmetry is that x is 2. Once I know that, I know my x value, my vertex is also 2. We got to find y. How do I do that? I'm going to go plug it in. So it's going to be 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5. That's 4 minus 8 minus 5, -4, so it's -9. So my vertex is at 2, -9. Okay? Now, A is positive. So that means my graph is going to smile this time, which means our vertex is a minimum. Okay, so what's our minimum value? It's it's y is equal to -9. It's the y value of the vertex. Okay? All right, x-intercepts this time. Remember, that's when y is 0, so we're going to set x squared minus 4x minus 5 equal to 0, and that does factor. Okay? What are my factors of 5 that get us to 1? -5 that get us to 4? Well, it's x minus 5, x plus 1. Okay? Because if I get -5x plus 1 is -4x. All right, so what are my zeros? Well, that's when x is 5 and when x is -1. So what are those 2 points? 5, 0, -1, 0. Whole reason for factoring is x-intercepts. Okay, y-intercept. That's when x is 0 now. So we're just going to go up here and plug in 0, and I get y is equal to 0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 5. So it's just y is -5. So what's that point? 0, -5. Okay, I didn't ask you to graph this one. All right, last one, you're given 2 x-intercepts and another point. We need to find our equation. So we're going to start out with our form, which is a times x minus r times x minus p, and we use our 2 x-intercepts. We don't know a yet, so I'm going to write y is equal to a. If we have an x-intercept of -2, that's x plus 2. If we have an x-intercept of 4, it's x minus 4. So we've used those 2 points. Now we need to use our second point to go find y. So I'm making y to find a, I'm sorry. So y is -6 is equal to a, and I'm going to substitute in -1 for x. So I get -1, no, it's +1, sorry, 1 plus 2. Here it's 1 minus 4. All right, so I get -6 is equal to a. The first parentheses is a 3. The second one is -3. Why are they the same but opposite? Because this is actually our vertex. All right, so I get -6 is equal to -9a. Divide by -9, and that's 2/3. Okay, so what's our equation? It's y is equal to 2/3, 2/3 times, it's x plus 2, x minus 4. However, that's not in the standard form. We have to multiply it out. So I'm going to bring the 2/3 along, and then I'm going to multiply this out. I get x squared. I get minus 4x. I get plus 2x, and I get minus 8. Okay, now I got to go distribute the 2/3. So I get y is equal to 2/3 x squared. I got to distribute it to everything. If I combine these two together, I get -2x. If I multiply that by 2/3, 2 times -2 is -4x over 3, and divide by 3. If I distribute the 2/3 times -8, 2 times -8 is -16, and then divide by 3. And that is now in standard form. Okay? All right, very quick. Just going over it quickly. Good luck on your test. I got my doctor's appointment today, so hopefully all goes well. All right, talk to you soon.